Hi, this is my quick video on how to make a switch adapted toy. All you need is a pair of scissors, 3 pieces of gaffer tape, a switch jack, so it looks like that at the end where you plug your switch into, and then it's got cable coming out the bottom. This one used to be an extension cord, but that end's broken, so I'm going to chop that off. And a toy. Now when you switch adapting toys, the easiest ones to do are ones like, I'll take him out of his box, ones where you've got a single on-off switch, so this goes in his hand, and he only does one thing, so you haven't got multiple points to touch him and do different things. He's only got one on-off. So, first thing you do is I've cut him out of his box. Going to make sure he's in the on position for when I test him. Now this is where you need to do a bit of surgery, is find the seam at the base and give it a little snip. Because what there'll be inside this arm is a wire running in there, and that's what I want to get my hands on. Sometimes it's better going there. I'm thinking with this guy, actually, I might go up through this one at the back. Just do a cut into there. If I can get it. Yeah, there's a hole in there now. Might be a bit hard to see, but there is a hole in there. There's his stuffing. So now I'm going to dig around in there until I find the wire that goes through his arm up. There it is. So I've got it. Just trying to hook it out. Oops. So it's a really good idea. I got this guy at Kmart for $7 on clearance. If you see little toys, particularly seasonal ones like Valentine's Day or Christmas or stuff, they're a really good cheap way to make a toy. So I found his little wire. Now what I'm going to do is pull it back towards his arm as hard as I can, and then I'm going to take my scissors and snip it. So now he's still got his switch in there, but it's not connected to anything. So all I'm going to do now is take these 2 wires apart, which they already are, and I'm going to make a diagonal cut. This is much easier if you've got wire strippers, but you can do it with scissors. All you want to do is just peel back the plastic and expose the copper wires underneath. So do that for both sides. So there's both sides exposed. Now what I'm going to do is stick in there. Now this is my jack end, so he's going to be what I plug my kid's switch into. And I'm going to measure how long I want it. So if I want this guy to sit on the table a long way away, so if he was a fountain or a light show, I'd have a really long bit of cable. So it'd be, you know, the full length of the cable, which for this one's about 1 meter. But this guy, because he's only little and he does stuff up nice and close, I want it fairly close to where the kid is. So I'm going to cut about maybe 20-25 centimeters. So I'm just going to cut it there with my scissors, and again I'm discarding the end with the jack on it, and I'm keeping the end with the jack port. So now I'm just going to split the 2 wires, so you can see in there's 2 wires. Just going to get my scissors and start it off down the middle and split them. I'm not going to split them super far, but just a bit. So same thing, get my scissors, gently see if I can tease that off, that copper wire, so it stays. So there's one side done, there's the other. Now if you do this and you find that it's not, when you test it with a switch, it's not switching, sometimes you'll have cut too many of the copper wires and it's not enough to make a proper connection. But mostly, if you get a good 2/3, it's enough to make contact and it's all good. So there we go. So now I have exposed copper wires on the toy, exposed copper wires on the switch end. It doesn't matter which connects to which, as long as they make a good connection. So I'm going to take one end there, one end there, and twist them together. It's going to be a bit fiddly to get them to twist. So again, the more wire you expose, the easier this is. So they're twisted together, turn them over on themselves, and then get a piece of gaffer tape and stick around there. If I had more time, I'd actually do this so that I could pull it back inside the toy and then stitch it back together, but this is just how to make a really simple one. So I'm just going to trim off the excess above where the switch is, so the wires are. So the wires end there, and I'm just going to cut that bit off. So I'll do the same for the other side. So there's the toy end, and there's the switch end. Twist them together. If I can get them to twist. Turn them over on themselves. It doesn't really feel very twisted, but it should be okay. Get my bit of gaffer tape, and this just insulates it so that they don't touch each other, because what we're trying to do is make sure that they form a circuit up at the switch, not form a circuit down here with both ends touching. Squeeze it together, wires end about there. I'm just going to trim the last little bit off. Okay. So there is now my switch attached to my toy. Now what I'm going to do to give it extra protection in case people pull on it is fold these, not too tight, against themselves over the top of where the switch wires are, and run one more piece of gaffer tape over it just to protect that whole seal. So now if I wanted to, I can stuff this back inside and with a needle and thread sew that up so it's nice and tight. I'm not too worried, I'm just going to put it inside there for now. I might get a bit of hot glue later and seal that, but I'm going to feed that through his shirt. So now I've got my switch adapted toy, and I will be able to plug a switch into there, and then he will be good to go. He will be my first switch operated toy. So I've got my switch that my kid uses. You can use whatever. Make sure that he is turned on. Oh, this guy's got turned off while I was playing with him. Put him on. And now you dance because you've done a switch adapted toy. And so now he's just an on-off switch toy. So you can see how every couple of weeks, it's only this one was 9 minutes 30, and that was me explaining it. It's only a quick 10-minute job to make yourself a new switch toy. So keep an eye out for little toys with one single switch action. All good. Tell me how you go.